Nadine from Hopeful here. I am interviewing Alex today. He was on the 5-day detox with me in June in Bali with Skip Archimedes. And he's got some amazing information to share. I firstly just want to get a little introduction from you, please, Alex. Just tell my viewers exactly who you are.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Nadine, for inviting me. And Leah, it was very fun time we spent in Bali, kind of deep diving in our uh, consciousness and subconsciousness level due to a beautiful detox retreats of the 5-day fasting. It was quite amazing to feel and kind of join the group and feel that collective consciousness. Was really nice event. About me, I born in Ukraine, and most of my life I've been researching uh, on the different devices and how they can improve the quality of life of people. And one of my main goals was like, okay, we have a certain effects from unseen, what do you call it? And I would love to measure them. And then I spent years to find a certain group of devices, which is would be showing us maximum of the evaluation of our systems and comparing them before and after so that it can kind of help us actually observe like without going to a hospital or anywhere else. So it's would help us to do a self check or and now I'm busy with what's so-called protocol of self-care because there is a health care, but I believe that's everyone's health in his own hands because it's a wrong concept to get sick. The right concept to do not get sick. So it's a preventive medicine. So it kind of like do everything to accumulate a certain kind of resilience, and this is investing in your health a little instead of like wait and got sick and then you don't know what to do. You run to a hospital and you spend enormous amount of time and it's stressful, So the best thing would be to invest a little bit of your time on everyday basis with it should be a mix of the exercise. It should be a mix of like meditation, like there is a different types of meditation. Even people who do not meditate, they kind of meditate. And we was having a discussion about that with my friends. I say you just can give it a name what you like. You don't need to use the name of meditation. The main thing is just get into the state and kind of like dive into it and then make it your routine. As soon as you make it a certain amount of time, a certain amount of repentance, then you kind of like you need it. You don't want to live without it. And this is improving your quality of life. So you have a physical, like it can be your gym, it can be your morning run, it can be your yoga, it can be just a very simple everyday stretching for 15 minutes. Like you don't need to kind of spend hours and hours and hours and hours in the gym. It's not healthy either sometimes, So everything should be kind of in the golden middle,
Yeah.
like something which is serve you, not the not abusing like that kind of
Mm.
things.
Tell us more
So
about the devices that you were speaking of. What kind of devices are they? What do they do? How do they help?
well, the my journey started actually with kind of observing devices which is can evaluate the like observation for the people and like
Like energy
I made
readings, chakra readings.
energy reading exact well something unseen how very quickly I can see what change I did. Or for example, like okay, I do 10 sit-ups and like what's happening in my body, so what I gonna go to a hospital or just calculate my pulse or what do I do? So I spend like months in internet looking for devices which is like I can apply for on everyday basis, so that I would not don't need to go to some facility to evaluate it, and like, and I can play and measure different practices and find exactly my practice for me. Because like sometimes, you're going for a practice and you go and you try and like, no, it's like it's not mine, and then you go to another one and
Sorry, these
yeah.
machineries basically, if you do a meditation, they can read what your body does after the
Yeah,
meditation.
it's called biological feedback. It's like, for example, how you do it. You do a measurement before you go into a state. Or for example, with what I started, and it was very simple. I traveled to Thailand and I start to go to massage facilities, and I would measure myself before, and I go and get massage, and I measure myself after, and like I compare it to my current state, and like I would be like, okay, from 1 to 10, this massage like here, and I was looking at very like professional people, like a Chinese masseuse and stuff, and I would be like, okay, this person like 8, and I would open the readings and I would see in exactly in which chakra, my psycho-emotional state. I would see how much power my body gain. I would see alpha, beta, theta, and gamma brain waves, how my body react to these kind of things. And this is how I start very easily to understand, because you see on the screen, you compare to your own kind of feedback, how you feel like, okay, sometimes you go and like, oh, wow, it was 10 out of 10. It was 11 out of 10. Because if she press on the right points, and then the energy start to flow through a blockages, which is you have, and these blockages can be caused by 90% of the times, these blockages caused by emotional burdening, something which we want to say and we are not saying, something what's
Emotions can
like,
actually sit in the
yeah,
body.
there's some stuck, because like not everyone able to express his emotion to other people. For example, some people just like, oh, okay, they see it, but they don't talk about it, and it's kind of burdening from them from inside. So it's suppressing most probably a Vishuddha chakra, it's a throat chakra. So then it's mean the energy would not flow through, like it's mean the it will be a lack of energy. Yeah, will be lack of energy at the specific center. So what's going to be happening then? We kind of needed to balance it, because if one chakra is not active or losing energy, it's pulling down the all other chakras. It's suppressing, like one not working. So for example, regeneration and immunity, it will be a Muladhara chakra, and we going through this journey like through a day. It can change a million times. It's depending, like someone gives you a call and he said like, listen, hi, how are you, like, yeah, and he gives you a perfect news, something like, I don't know, you win in the lottery. So your emotional part, or like your bestie, your best girlfriend deliver a baby or something like that. So it's like the emotional explosion, but in the with the good feelings and stuff like this. So it's like the energy flowing, like,
Yeah.
very good feelings. You feel it. You're happy for someone. Same time, it can be someone calls and tell you some news which is not gonna be that kind of like exciting. So when it's a positive emotion, it can lift you up. When it's a negative emotion, it can lift you down. So
Quite
this is an
interesting
elevator.
that you're saying this, because I'm doing a mental fast for the last 2 weeks, and it's been extremely hard because I've had to start over every single day. Because you don't realize how many negative thoughts come in. And one of the things is I've had to look and feel where those negative thoughts are sitting in my body, because those negative thoughts can actually fester in the body. Cancer, different diseases, dreaded diseases, different ailments of all sorts, and we don't actually realize how much. I actually just want to touch base on how I met Alex. Alex came to the retreat. Laura and Skip had obviously needed cables for a machinery, and Alex, so he was the one who had it, and he landed up coming to the retreat, and that's how we met. And he was using the machinery, the bioresonance machinery, to read our readings, and each and every one of us on the detox, 5 days fasting, no eating, only supplemented with cell nutrition, which is Skip Archimedes brand, his supplement brand. And yeah, we do these readings. All of us have to do them in the beginning and in the end. And that's all thanks to Alex.
I believe it's everyone should kind of like be involved in his health. You know, it's just helping to understand more of your body, because I believe nobody knows better than you your body, because like you eating, you waking up at a certain time, and it's just these tools, these programs are helping you to fine tune to a certain kind of mid-range type, I would say, like golden middle, I would call it. And this is how, with what you can go with it. This is the state with which you can operate. And then you just need to create a routine out of that state for you. And then like you would be feeling very well. But again, it should be a combination. You cannot say it's like, oh, if you just wake up at a certain time, it's gonna serve all of your needs. If you're just gonna eat a good food, it's gonna serve your needs. If you're just gonna do an exercise, no, it's like it's the same as an orchestra, right? So it's like it's same like an orchestra, because a violin and the guitar and the drums and like and they all playing at the
They
same time,
synchronize. Yeah.
synchronized. Yeah, so it's like in 1 hour you can actually fit 15 minutes of everything, like 15 minutes of the physical exercise, 15 minutes of meditation, 15 minutes of the focus and concentration, so, and like for even 45 minutes in the beginning is quite enough, and 15 minutes shower. But if you implement it on an everyday basis, sometimes when I don't have time to do my routine exercise, I take just a 15-minute exercise, but it's kind of like
Yes.
as a must. Plus the good quality of water and supplements to support your body. So yeah, so then I start with the devices, and then I start to actually research. So when like when you have a devices for evaluation, and you kind of like, okay, I can research, about it, and I can see my body and everything, how it works. So then you have ability to observe and try different devices which is already exist on the market. But we went further, we start to develop our devices, and kind of like it's a color therapy, it's a frequency therapy. We're playing with Tesla coils, we're playing with different devices, like which kind of helping people more. With the color therapy, it's very easy to get rid of the stress. So it's the stress is actually, you can deal with it just focusing on one object and observing just your breath. Because in the ancient times they didn't have anything, they didn't have a devices, they didn't have anything. So what they could use, they would use everything what would be with them. And the best thing, like they just can observe their inhale and exhale, and this is what would come psychologically very
And
very quick.
I'm really, really, really honored to have you here on this call, Alex, because Alex, in the meantime, has done a reading for me, and I think we need to go through it just to give the viewers a bit of a taste of exactly what you can read and what these devices can do, even from across the screen. I'm super excited to share this.
So while you're putting it on whiteboard, I will explain the science behind it. So it's called the chronobiology. Chrono is time, effect of time, or the movement of celestial bodies on our biological system. So our system reacts. For example, you have a date of birth, and it's like a Polaroid imprint according to when you was born. And then from that time, we able to calculate with a mathematical precision how your body will be reacting on the movement of the celestial body. Same like comparing it, very easy to understand, is like when the full moon, new moon. So like the shore is coming up and down, and like our body reacts with the same way on the movement of all of the planets. So it's like, again, it's an orchestra, and we determine three basic states. So it's a metabolic state, it's the neuroendocrine cycle, and the psychosomatic cycle. So metabolic cycle, in this you would see that it's determined in the red, with the red color line, which
Mm.
is goes through all the screen. You would see the different months is July, August, September. So we can see that this almost for the chart for the next 3 months here. And you would be able to see how your body will react physically, emotionally, and intellectually. So in which days, in which week you will be more kind of like more successful in engaging on the physical level. So this is where the red line goes up. Then the green one, for example, it's neuroendocrine system, which is will be your emotions, and your emotions will be up and down as well. Like you can see, you can feel that it's every like 1.5, 2 weeks you're going through certain things. And sometimes it's even more difficult when you can't explain things why it's happened. So if you having chance and you will be able to explain things, this is the roadmap for you to see, okay, where I can kind of like,
Mm.
where I'm going in the mountain and I need to be more relaxed. And then when I can kind of like press on the gas and just go full on, and without stress. At the same time, when the green line, which is the our emotion, when it goes down, I suggest people, and they tried it on myself. So it's like I would be engaged more with my friends, because they emotionally pull you up. When you meet your friends, when you meet someone, like you just can laugh with them, you can tell them your story, good story or not so like a good story. You can share of
Mm.
things which is like create a certain burden on them. The comedy movie works as well. It's just because if you are not in the best mood, so you just look for something which is can change your mood. And it's like, so you can see exactly what's happening. Like I always keep with me a cup of tea. It's like chamomile, or kind of like lavender tea, or the red rose. So it's like, it's a small things, but even when you go to a restaurant and that your green, like your emotional going down, and if you just drink instead of black tea or instead of coffee, which is kind of like can irritate your nervous system, you would smooth it down. 2 times you go eat 2 times per day, for example, or 3 times. If you 2 times you take some sedative tea, you already smooth your system. Then this will be very, very good for you. You would enjoy it.
Cheers. Cheers to tea.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. For some people, very cool reacting, and I have people who I help, and we was talking to them, and they use the oils. They just keep a couple of bottles of oils in their pocket, and they would
I
use
smell
the
it.
peppermint.
Mm.
Yeah, they smell it. Like there is a way how you apply it. It's not only smelling. There is a reflexogenic zones, which is like I show to people. I tell them how to do it. So yeah, it's very cool. It's a kind of a tool.
Yes, definitely,
All
definitely.
right. So now if you can zoom the lower one. Yeah.
Zoom in a bit more. Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, it's better. So now we can see here that the digital code is 7. So by that, I can say that in your life, you might see you live maybe in an apartment with the number 7, or it will be a 34, for example. 3 plus 4 is 7. So during your life, you can observe that the number 7 appearing more than any other numbers. The planet is Neptune. Number 7 is a symbol of a good luck and occult knowledge. So you're quite lucky, I would say, in your life. It's like,
Yay!
and
I always knew
occult
it.
now, yeah, and occult knowledge. It's you drawn to something which is unknown, something like it's attracts you. So that's why we are doing this beautiful interview now together, right? Because you're already there. You're interested about spirituality. You're interested about new technology, high tech, like how it's merging at the moment, the spirituality and technology, and like what's the outcome can be.
I'm
So
honestly so excited about this because there's never been in all the history that I've known any kind of machinery that can measure energy, chakras, frequencies, your like what is your brain doing, your thoughts. It can literally measure your thoughts. It's crazy and I love this. This is right up my alley.
yeah, well, when I start to do that, like I also was like, oh, cool, I can just like stand on the nails or kind of like sit and meditate or jump from 10 meters in the water and I'm gonna see the impact, which kind of like what's happened. Like I did the crazy things. I was measuring people who was doing like 3 days dry fast and stuff like this. It's a very interesting. I was traveling and going to masters and the guys who are like doing energetic massage and like all kind of way. Like I'm taking all the devices with me actually to our trip in Kazakhstan to Altai because I want to see what's going to happen to people. I want to kind of document the every
And
step what we're going to have.
you also, sorry to interrupt, you also do your Egypt retreat, which I'm
Yeah,
super excited to do some readings on that retreat, just to be
yeah.
amongst the pyramids and see what that does, that frequency and energy does to your body. I'd love to see that.
Well, it's a wild ride. I'm telling you, like it was some people who was super tough and they like I've been in all the temples and stuff like this. Some of them on the third temple, they would say like I need a break.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to the next table because everyone have his phase. Someone would remember some past lives. Someone would be activated his emotion because every temple it's based on the specific spot according to the stars. So it works as a specific center. It works with the specific emotions. It wake up a certain kind of abilities. I would say like it gave me a lot since I start to bring people to Egypt and we travel together and we arrange these things. God, like it gives me a very wide understanding of things of how things works. I would say, and especially when you see in these buildings how it was implemented, the first biofeedback it was implemented in the temples because at first it was just a stone cube when you put your head and then when you're speaking it's bouncing from the walls and it's coming to your ears, so your brain start to calculate and understand according to your voice, like it's a diagnostic of your body. It's crazy stuff.
That's why sound and light healing is becoming such a big thing. It's becoming such a big trend because people have realized you don't need to go and do drastic things. You can just heal by listening to certain frequencies and seeing certain lights.
Well, if you kind of like take off your clothes, lay in the sun. This is the first color therapy because the especially the first sun early morning, it's full spectrum of
Yes.
all colors, and like that's why we have a biggest surface on our front and the back. Like if you whenever you go, you would be either with your front or with your back to the sun. There will be no middle point. This is how it works. So it's like if you just start to take off your clothes, spend from 15 to 30 minutes every morning with the first sun, like
They call
catching
it
it, you would
sun
see.
gazing, hey? They call it sun gazing.
Well, I would say bathing more because
Sun
like
gazing,
your
yes,
this
love it.
yeah your skin also react. That's more surface are open. Like could you remember like okay people are working and it's like okay a holiday. What do they do when they go to holiday? They go to holiday, they undress and they go to the beach. They swim at the sea, lay in the sun, burn from the sun. Why? Because they didn't do it pretty much often, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time because they try to catch on their sleep. But if they would kind of like wake up early morning, catch the first sun, then kind of go and rest like from 11 to 12, like when it's the most tense sun, and then they come back. So if they just catch the morning hours, believe me, they would do not have any problem. That's would be the best thing ever what you can do. And the sound, if you remember, every culture, every country have a folklore, certain songs, how people was like kind of holding hands, walking around, singing songs. This is the sound therapy. This is the real sound therapy. Every culture, every country, they have a certain t-shirts or a certain colors, which is they use in their kind of like folklore, you know. This is the color therapy. The specific prints, like you go to Indonesia, you would find it batik, which is like, wow, very nice, very cool. You go to Africa, you go to South Africa, there will be specific thing there. You would go to Egypt, you'd find specific thing there. You know, every region, every part, this is how it's like. It's going to be very different, very, very different.
So Alex and I can go on a tangent because there's so much information that we can discuss. But let's just get back to the reading. What else
Yeah,
can
let's
you
get
tell
back
us
to
about?
reading. Yeah, so people of this number become philosophers and thinkers more often. So it's in your blood, basically, you know. So it's like philosopher and thinker. So it's like you observe things and you see, like usually they're shipped in own thoughts and consequently are turn a little from associates. So you like to spend time with yourself because you're thinking, observing, and like kind of like accumulating information. You're brewing it, you know. um, like to travel. Undertakings of these people comes to an end more successfully more often. Yes, it's like you are lucky in a certain things, like so you see things from the specific angle, which is like other people might not see. Happy day of the week, number 7 is Monday,
Yay! I
is the
love
best day for you to start the new things. Predisposition to diseases of colic waste, skin borings, and also to a weakening of the immune system and allergy. Predisposition doesn't mean that you must have it. Normally, it's appear either when you're a child or when you have an age changes, when people coming closer to an elder ages, basically. So skin borings, weakening of immune system, allergy. It's necessary for 7 to be engaged in the physical exercise regularly. So you see, you need to kind of like be into motion always, always, even a little bit, even 15 minutes a day. This will be the best for you.
I never sit still. I'm always bobbing my head or something.
You see, that's the perfect thing for you. So it's like just kind of fine tune it because this system is given to you just like it's like a guitar, you know. It's good when the singer is good, but it's also good when the guitar is fine tuned, you know. So our body is a guitar, which is need to be like fine tuned by a good musician, and then the melody and the voice and everything will be synchronized, harmonized, and sounds lit, you know. So the linen seed, ginseng root, green tea, chicory, dried apricots, vegetable juice, cabbage, salad, cucumber, pears, apples, grapes, watermelon. So these ones is actually will be very, very, very good for your immune system because these vitamins, which is in these vegetables and fruits, are locked in your system. So you would complement if you use it. So when I check people, normally they would say, "Oh, I already like apricots. I kind of like love cucumbers, pears, apples, like you know." So
I love all
intuitively,
of
our
that.
body, yeah, intuitively our body drawn to these vegetables and fruits, and like it's we're consuming them. So if you know that, make a juice in the morning. Boom, you make your watermelon juice.
I'm a promoter of juice cleanses, detoxes. 3-day juice cleanse is amazing for the body. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, perfectly. So the years of life which is necessary to observe for the health statful is 16, 25, 34, 43, 52, 61, 70, 79, 88. So
Sorry to interrupt you. This is actually crazy because when I was 16, I was diagnosed with diabetes type 1. When I was
yeah,
25, I had a miscarriage. And this is the year of my 34.
Yeah, so the 34 now is actually what I was when I was doing the reading. I was like, okay, I need to tell you this. So when this year comes, it it's necessary to give the body a break, because the cell systems will rebuild your organs, and the rebuild or renovation in the house is sometimes it's not pleasant, because it's dusty. It's like, so the body might feel the same way. But what you need to do, you need to give body a chance to go through this process smooth. This is the main thing, because like, you know if you, for example, if person panicked and he run and like, you just, what you're gonna get a bunch of antibiotics, and that's all. And if it helps you, it's good. If it doesn't help you, you still gonna go through a process. You're still gonna be going through that same process. So when you know that it's coming, and like your birthday was just this the last month, right? So now it's a beginning. So you know this. So just invest in your health a little bit. If you feel it, give your body more rest. Just enjoy the life. Just, kind of like, if you feel that you need to take a nap, just take that nap. If you feel that like you need to spend more time like with on your own, like kind of like rejuvenating, do that. Because there is nothing more expensive than your peace and your health. So give it a chance, because our body is super intelligent. We even don't have a clue how much it's intelligent. So we just need to support it, not kind of like mislead it, by the advices and stuff like that. So this is will be the best way. Okay, I know. I'm warned. Okay, I will be smart. I know that's like I'm gonna go up and down on physical, emotional, intellectual. Okay, good. I will just adjust my schedule to that, right? When I go down on the physical, I will do less physical exercises. I will not kind of overstrain myself. If I go down on the emotional, okay, I'll just take a few cups of chamomile tea during the day, go for a massage session, like, just chill with my friends and watch a comedy movie in the evening, So you can modulate all your schedule according to that, because sometimes you can kind of speed up. Sometimes you just need to slow down, and if you speed up and slow down in the right moment, your body will harmonize and synchronize with it, and you will be good.
Well, that's why we have this chart here so that we can see. Alex actually does
Yeah,
these readings, so I will let you guys, I'll put a link down in the description, and remember to like if you are interested in this video, as well as subscribe to see more, because I don't think we're going to have enough time. We're going to have to go full into this, Alex. We're going to have to do a few
yeah,
episodes,
sure.
I think.
Yeah.
And then it says here the month of strengthened preventative maintenance. So
Yeah.
that's those are the months that I have to take care and slow down in.
Yeah, so for example, January, March, April, July, and August. So January, like March and April, very close to each other. July and August also. So you would find when you on your lowest. So for example, here we can see in the beginning of August, you see, it's all goes down. The red line, green line, purple line. So this is will be the best time for you from the 31st until the, for example, 12th. You just take, and for example, what I do, I just go for a retreat, or I try to do all my work before this time, and in this time I try to relax and do my work very just and easy,
Mm,
because this is about how you recover your rejuvenation. Because if you're going to be down on physical, emotional, and intellectual, and then you're going to still kind of like do the same amount of work what you're doing, you're going to lose all your reserves of the body, and your body will not be able to recover very quickly. It's
mm,
like this. I will compare it like, on the daily basis. If you go to a gym and like you normally do like 20 push-ups, and today you decided to do 60 push-ups, and you did it, and you come and your hands is like swollen and like in pain, and like, so you need to recover the next 3, 4, 5 maybe, or you pull a muscle and then it's like it's a week, or you did 20 push-ups and you did an extra 5 and you're okay. And the next day you come and you would do more, but adding every day a 5 instead of like adding 3 times more and pull your muscle or kind of stretch them, so you're kind of in pain and you need to recover. So the same thing happening here. Like, so you just need to modulate your schedule according to your biorhythms. So
Alex sells the most amazing crystals, and they're based on your date of birth to energize you, protect you. There's different kind of formulas or that the crystals obviously offer you. Give us a little bit of a background, and also I will be posting that link to where you can actually buy directly online from Alex as well.
well, I'll just show you like my bracelet. So every crystal have a power. It's like every crystal is a living being, and uh, like me and few friends, we actually gathered together and sit down and like, okay, why don't we do this? Because they had a very good experience into ancient Hindu tradition, how to calculate which stone in which period of life will gonna enhance your powers and stuff like that. Me as a gadget person, we was working like we use a specific devices like with which I'm playing always. So we have a way to record a certain frequency and activate stones and clean them, because like where are you going and you're walking with the stones, like they kind of protecting you. Sometimes they absorb a certain things, so they just need to do a washi so the normal things of the washi it will be put on the sun, put on them under the moon, put it into the salt bath and stuff like that.
I've actually wrote an ebook on how to cleanse and look after your crystals. That will also be
Perfect. You see, so you can just tell people. I'm telling you, I'm a lazy ass. Like for me, it's too many moves to kind of like do like
just take it
water
over
bath
fire,
for the crystals and stuff like this. So we build the devices, which is basically it's a Tesla coil. You would put like I'll show you even. Yeah, so this is kind of like a base of the pyramid, and then like you see here, it's a bifibular Tesla coil, it's a light therapy here, and the scalar wave. So basically, I would use my bracelet during the day, then I would come in the evening, drop it here, choose on my mobile an application, the program for the cleanse. For example, if I want a specific state, I would put even and record on the stone a specific state. Like you even take it, you feel it immediately. What's going on with it?
Yeah, when I bought the first necklace from you, I literally felt I could feel the power. I felt like my frequency had been doubled just from wearing the crystals. So, and it's amazing because all you need to do is time of birth, date of birth, your full names, and he can literally make you a custom made necklace to your birthday that will enhance everything that you need.
Well, it's literally it's your artifact, it's something which is attuned to improve your frequency, to protect you. So it's not like just like I'm just gonna go and buy stuff which is like, no, it's a calculated thing. The crystals being activated, the crystals being attuned, the crystals be kind of like activated with a specific frequencies according to reading. So yeah, it's just, I believe it's a new age technology which is kind of like start
Hasn't
to
been
boom
discovered.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it start to boom now. Like I'm familiar with it. I'm playing kind of like maybe like 7 years with it already.
And what
So
is your
it's like
name of your brand?
it, it's called Artifact, and the devices which we create is called light mandalas. So it's like actually we measuring the frequencies of it, and then we provide people the best solution in terms of like that either it's a necklace or a bracelet for the hand. Sometimes I do rings for people. I enjoy myself to like play with it because like I'm mixing 5, 6, 7 metals sometimes, you know. So that's yeah,
I
it's very
love
interesting
the work.
thing.
I honestly love your work. I could sit here and talk to you for days, but I do want to wrap up and I want to just ask you, give us a little bit of information so people know a little bit more about the detox and what it offers you. What did it entail? What was your perspective of it?
Well, you see, I did some detoxes before, but it was very interesting because there it's from my personal observation. First of all, it's a collective consciousness, so all people in the same boat, and like in the first days maybe it looks like and feels like people still kind of like pedaling in a different ways because
Yeah,
everyone is kind of still grabbing for the old, I would say, emotions or
conditioning.
traumas. It's like yeah, it start to brew, it start to come up. So the first 3 days it's kind of like a very different experience when you kind of like, oh, you're looking at other people, they're looking at you and stuff like that, and certain things you might feel that it's kind of might go out of control and stuff like that. But this is the beauty of it, that's when you're on this detox, you don't need to control, you just need to let it happen. More you kind of like put pressure, it will blow your way back.
Mm,
So what you just need to do, it's like you need to imagine that you're just a leaf which is falling into the river, and then the stream of the river will just bring you to the destination.
mm,
You don't need to do anything, just follow. That's why, like, just fell down in the hands of destiny. Let it bring you where you belong. Let it like fine tune you, like washy you. Like, you know, it's like a washing machine. You know, like washing machine works. It's like a little bit of to
same
the left, to
cycle.
the left, to the right, to the right. Yes, can be a little bit of tears, can be a little bits of kind of like spilling of emotions and etc. But in the end of the day, dry, iron, clean, and lit. You know,
How
light
did
up.
how do you feel that you benefit from doing the detox with Skip in Bali?
Well, yeah, it was a beautiful program. I'm telling you, it's like that's the first 3 days is like certain things come up, and you just face it, just
Mm.
face it, and then more days is coming to an end. You actually like, oh wait, it's already like finishing, like
Yeah,
why
I was
we're
kind of
stopping, we
sad. I was sad because we build a family together. We do everything together. We have to hug each other every day, show each other love, and you ready to get close. It's sad to say goodbye.
you know that I'm also a nerd, like, you know, when we go to a room number, I was measuring myself every time. I see it during the certain period of time, like for example, especially the first days, when you normally take food, if you don't take food at that time, all the measurements go down
Mhm.
because your body, it's like it doesn't get what it wants to, you know. But after 1.5 hour, like when the hunger is gone, everything goes up.
Even my results. I remember I had just come from hospital. For those who don't know, I landed up in a diabetic ketosis because I had not taken my insulin, which is something you shouldn't do when you fast. You should always take a little bit of insulin for any diabetic out there. And the very next day, 12 hours later, Laura and Skip pulled me out of that hospital, and I was at yoga the next day. The day after that, I did a reading with you, and you said that my reading was off the charts. I literally got 100 for everything. And that was just my mental, like, state of where I was after I'd just come from hospital.
Well, you see, like you find power to scrap yourself from that bad and come back to family, literally. Because like I visit you in the hospital. I've been there. I was like, I come there. I was like, oh God, I don't want to be here. Like, Nadine, like, what are you doing here? Like, get get out of here. Like, if it would be possible, like, to take you with the bed, with the
Right.
wheels out, like, hook it up to the bike and zoom,
Yeah, definitely.
So, like, you kind of a hero. You scrap yourself and you come back, and but it's probably you need to go through that turbulence,
Yeah.
so that, like, you release so many things, and then you still have a willpower to kind of like get up, stand up, you know
I love it. I love it. Alex, we're definitely going to do an episode 2 with you. I'm going to wrap it up for all the hopeful viewers. Please subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos that I do with Alex. And much love, everybody. Much love, Alex. Thank you for honoring me today.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you,
Okay,
Nadine. Have a beautiful evening. Bye bye.
you too.